All of a sudden, she exposed the villain's true identity and casually snatched his weapon. She thought it was another CRS prank, raised her hands and BAM. The tire went pop like a bad balloon at a party. The guy in the car freaked out and confessed he's a private eye, just got paid to stalk and knows not about Nick. Talk about being in over his head. Besides that insane game, could there be others? It hit her like a ton of bricks. Old Mo, the one she can't. She quickly called her lawyer, and by the time they met, they were at Mo's house, pulling out a stack of photos like it was an art gallery. She accused Mo of plotting, fearing photo blackmail, but Mo calmly said, "I signed off yesterday." That left Nick gobsmacked. What a major blunder. Time to switch gears. She hurriedly clarified it was a misunderstanding. If not Mo, then CRS must be behind it. A closer photo view showed the heroine was Kim, the former waitress. She found a handle in her phone bag, whatever that was for, and brought it along like her new BFF. But when she got home, chaos erupted. Walls glowed with neon graffiti, like a wild kid's party. Nick grabbed the gun from the detective. She searched around to no avail. Nick couldn't restrain herself and dialed 911 right as the call connected. Her brother popped up out of nowhere, sending her heart racing. He yelled for her to follow him, and they screeched off in a car, with him checking the rear like a subtitles. It was all a CRS trick. Her brother paid a lot, thinking the game's over, but CRS just kept playing. He played every trick in the book, turning his life into a roller coaster. Her brother looked like he was about to lose. It sounded real enough, but just then boom. The tire blew, and her brother freaked out, saying, "This has got to be CRS." Nick thought it was just a flat tire, easy fix. But when her brother opened the glove box, boom out spilled a ton of CRS marquees like confetti. Seeing this, her brother went berserk, thinking his brother was with CRS, and ran off. Nick, helpless, hailed a cab, unaware it was also CRS. The car sped fast. Near the river, the driver jumped out. Nick dashed in. The car quickly sank after a splash. Nick realized he couldn't open the door, total panic. In a last-ditch effort, he pulled out that handle seal. At the critical moment, he broke the window, slammed to the surface, and survived. Next day, he led police to CRS. But when they arrived, Nick was left dumbfounded. The CRS was gone like yesterday's newspaper. The cops discovered CRS had no records at all, not a single clue about Nick's bizarre saga. With no suspects, the cops promised to dig deeper, but Nick knew he couldn't rely on them to untangle this mess. So he headed over to Kim's house for some leads, but she swore she had no idea. Then she suggested a wardrobe change like that would help. Growing bored, he spotted a smoking lump. Turns out a stuck label in the bulb was the culprit. He yanked it out and burnt his hand, a classic Nick. He rushed to the sink to wash it off, but surprised, no water. Even Kim's fridge was emptier than a diet soda. It definitely felt the drawer was totally bare, and even the table had cutouts from newspapers. What a crafty setup. Nick began to suspect Kim was pulling a fast one. He grabbed the fake art and interrogated Kim. She had to admit she knew the victim and claimed the house was under surveillance. But Nick was done with these lame pranks. He grabbed a crowbar and smashed the surveillance equipment like it was a pie. At that moment, Kim sensed trouble brewing. Just then, a bunch of guys in black suits stormed in. They started shooting up the place. Kim dragged Nick out the back door, while the suit-clad attackers blasted away. Thankfully, they hopped in the car and skedaddled. At this point, Nick finally realized this was no ordinary game. Though Kim claimed to be just a temp, she knew damn well CRS was playing for cash. Tests before joining the game were all about harvesting client info to guess Nick's account password. Nick realized how dire things were, quickly rang up the bank to check his account. As he listened and confirmed his password, his jaw dropped. He rushed to inform his lawyer, urging him to call the cops and spill the beans on his situation. Right then, Nick was dodging CRS hitmen, forcing him and Kim to hide in one of his own properties. But soon, his lawyer called, saying Nick's money was untouched, and Kim suspected Nick's lawyer might be in on it. Kim warned Nick not to spill their location to the lawyer, and Nick was like, "That's absurd." Nick couldn't fathom how his lawyer would betray him. Before he could grasp what was happening, it hit him had been played again. Next thing he knew, down he went. Turns out Kim had tampered with that tea he just drank. She finally spilled the truth. Kim was part of CRS, playing the long con to earn Nick's trust. Nick's bank call was intercepted by CRS. Kim's act with them aimed to get his password. He realized too late. When Nick woke up, he realized he was in a whole not a fun game, but shipped to Mexico. He never expected he'd go from billionaire to broke drifter. Off to the embassy he went, but no passport, no luck. The embassy staff didn't buy his wacky story. He claimed he was robbed, but they shot back, "Dude, your fancy watch is still on." They flat out refused to send him home. Nick had to pawn off his birthday gift from Dad and hopped in a car to a roadside motel near the US border. With his last few bucks, Nick paid for a ride. Luckily, a council helped him get back to San Francisco. When he got home, his house was sold no way. He had to sneak in through a wall like a cat burglar. He had a day he'd not forget fast. The next day, while climbing, he stumbled and hit the jack but found a forgotten coin jar in the corner. He then tracked down his brother's hotel, only to learn from the manager that his bro was taken by the cops due to mental health issues. The manager handed him the police's address, and Nick felt all hope lost. In desperation, he remembered his ex-wife if anyone could help. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more bizarre tales.